Hi, this is Ricky Curry with CRMLS. I'm here on behalf of Pacific Southwest Association of Realtors to walk you through a short tutorial on updating your preferences here in Paragon using the Preferences Wizard. Now, as you can see, I'm already logged into Paragon here. And at the very top on my navigation bar, you have Preferences. And under the System label, you have Preferences Wizard. Now, if it's your first time logging into Paragon, this will automatically pop up. But if you have closed it out or checked a box that says don't show this again, you will have to go back to the Preferences button and again under the System label, click Preferences Wizard. Once the Preferences Wizard appears here, there is 17 pages. Really quick and easy. You just simply hit Start. On our first page is your agent photo. If your agent photo isn't here, you will click Update Photo. You will then need to upload the image by accessing your files on your computer here. So your computer files. Once you find your photo, you will hit Start Upload. And now you're ready to select that photo and insert the image. It's really important for your branding to make sure you're seen properly on other websites and in the MLS. Next step will be the company logo. Same process, you just simply click on Update Office Logo. My Office Images is where you will find your office logo. This is uploaded by the broker of the office. So if it is blank here, you're able to do it yourself, but you will need to do that under My Images. Only the broker of the office managers have access to My Office Images. So you will need to do it here, going through the same steps. Upload image and find the file. Next, we have the Assume Identity option. Now, the purpose of Assume Identity is if I have an assistant or if I work with a team, I can give that person permission to log in as me. Remember, my assistant doesn't have to be licensed, but they do need to get an assistant's ID through the association. So I will need to contact PSAR, get my assistant an assistant's ID, and then I will give that person permission here. If they're already an agent in my office, we can just simply click Add, and my assistant's names will be here and other agents in my office. You will select the person you would like to give permission and hit Save. And you have now given those people permission to log in as you. Next, we have the Market Monitor. So this is where you will enter your filters for the Market Monitor, which is on the home page. And then we'll click Next. Here are the search options. Now, all the search options are set to the system defaults. If you're not familiar with the system, I do recommend you just keep the system defaults until you get more familiar with the system, and then you can come here and change them. One thing that you may want to change right away would be the custom map address and zoom level. Whenever you're searching by map, that map will open up to wherever your office is located. But if your farm area is in a different location, you will need to check this box that says Use Custom Address for Mapping Search. And you will click the link below. Click to establish default address and zoom level for mapping search. Once I click on the link, this is where you will modify that location. There is a few ways to do so. You can click on the push pin at the top in the toolbar and push it where you would like it to go. Or you can type in a location here in the search bar and then hit the magnifying glass to center the map on that location. And the third and final option is just taking the little marker, clicking, holding, dragging, and moving it wherever you like. Once you hit save, you have now set your opening location for your map. So that's part of your search options here. The next step will be the result options. Same thing. If you're not familiar with the system, you may not know which results you like best yet. So I will keep everything on the system default. Once you're more familiar with the system, you can come back and you can make the necessary changes. Then we'll click next again. Here's where you have the user interface. Right here, we can select a theme. So if you want to make your Paragon a little bit more lighthearted, you can click the drop down here and change the color. So I can go with PSAR green, or we can go with a beach view. Remember, this won't affect anything that your client sees. It's just for you. Everything that you see here across the top on the navigation bar is still the exact same, just with a different icon on it. So that is your selecting a theme. You have the advanced menu layout. Be careful here because if you check this box, this will allow you to only see icons in the action bar, so the label will be missing. If you don't know what that icon represents, you can be out of luck. You also have the ability to select background print. This allows you to use Google's printing tools if you're using Chrome. Everyone can edit their font and their font size. The MLS default is 8. This is the only MLS default I recommend you change. 8 is tiny, so I would go anything higher than 8. And then you have the font color and your user interface tool. So if you've already seen the tour of Paragon and you would like to see those again, you can just turn them on here. Next. You have the contact manager. This is simple. They're asking you how many contacts would you like to see on the page at a time. There is no limit to the amount of contacts you can add to the system. And when you're on the home page and you're looking at the contact activity widget, how many days back would you like to go? And we're moving on to time zone. Here in your time zone, we're in Pacific, so I just leave it on Pacific. You then have your calendar notification options. Remember, this is just a calendar inside of Paragon. You will only be notified inside of Paragon, so it doesn't go to your email, your texting. You only see this calendar inside the system. So they're asking, would you like notification when a listing is due to expire, when there's a contact task up, or when there are tours and open houses? Next, we have to select my mobile number. You will enter your cell phone number here so that you're able to text out listings to your contacts. As long as you add your number, when you click share, you will be able to share via text message. On our email options here, you can autofill the BCC. That means every time you send out an email, you will also get a copy. I recommend you just do that on a case-by-case basis. So leave it blank. And if you need a copy, you will click BCC me. You can also automatically include a default message in any email you send out. You can request a read receipt from the recipient. And then finally, you have your email verification status. First thing you want to do here is make sure this is the correct email. If that is the correct email, you then want to check to see if it's verified. If it's not the correct email, you will need to contact your association and have them change it. Once they change it, you will then come back and there will be a button here that says send verification. You will then send yourself the verification, click on the verification link, and your email will be verified. You never have to do this again unless you change your email address. Then our next question is, would you like to display the address with the MLS number in the report viewer of emailed listings? Just check the box if you do. Default notification recurrence here is when you set your client up on an automated search. This is your default starting point. You can still change this on a client-by-client basis. So my default is my client will receive my auto notifications daily, every day at 9 p.m. for 4 months. You can change that up to your liking. Here you have message body, where you can create a message, a default message, give it a name, and type it up. Once you send out an email, you will see a button in that email viewer that says message body. From there, you will be able to select the message body you want and autofill it. So here's where I would create that message. For example, after sale follow-up. After I sell a property, I always send out the same email. So I can type up that email here with the name and the information. And finally, we have our email signature. Now, with your email signature, you will need to give it a name. If you would like us to use this as the default, you will check this box. And here, if your photo isn't here, you will see a realtor logo. You will be able to click on that logo to highlight it. And in the tools here, you have an insert edit image button. That will allow me to select my source and grab my photo. So we can just simply grab it, insert image, and click OK. Once you have this signature the way you would like to see it, you will hit next, and congratulations, you are done. Now, you never have to come back and do this ever again, unless you want to. From here on out, you will click on Preferences, and every single one of those preferences that I set up are here under the Preferences. User, System, Email. For example, when I click on User, office logo, agent image, assume identity, and so on. Now that completes my tutorial on the Preferences wizard. Thank you for joining me.